Well, good morning everyone and welcome to Working Horses with Jim. I'm Brenda, Jim's wife, and today we are just going to go about our day and share with you what's going on here on the farm. We're going to share a little bit of how our new little filly June is doing. We are going to be sharing what happens after we get done with the hayfield. And last night we had a beautiful soaking rain. So I thought it might be a good time for me to share what's going on in the garden right now at this time of year on one of the longest days of the year. So come on and join us today. We hope you enjoy the video. Today we have, this is Baron and Bill over there, and they are all hitched up and ready to go spread manure. Our holding area is full. I can't wait till it gets cleaned out. I've been waiting for this day. But let's go in and see how Jim's doing with Lady and little Junie. Billy, can you say hi to everybody? Baron, say hi. Ready for some work? That was a heavy sigh. Here's Lady, and here's Jim. A little bit dark in here.
Just waiting for you.
Do you want me to be like pushing her?
Just like I would have with the rope. Ooh. Good girl. Okay, let's go back to Lady. Good girl. Good girl.
She's so soft. Junie, you're so sweet.
Okay, a couple more times and I'll get the spread manure.
The lesson is over. Lady was really good, although she was getting a little impatient with us. But she is not always that good. The other day, Jim wanted to see how Bree and Lady and little June would do together. So he put her in here to see how Lady would react to Bree. So let me show you that.
Hey, man. Hey! Very good. Very good. Bree, don't be stupid. Ready to go.
Needless to say, Jim decided this was not the best time for Bree to hang out with Lady. He'll try it another time. Lady also continued on later with her attitude of being very protective when she met Baron out in the pasture. As you can see, her ears are laid back. She turned right around after we took this picture and gave him a swift kick.
Make sure you shut the door when you come back in.
Yep. So off they go, and Pansy is hanging out with them for a little while. We're not sure what we're going to do, but she can't come back in and she wants to. Pansy, no. Dad said we need to close the door, we're spreading manure. Okay, well, Jim is heading out with the first load of manure with Bill and Baron, and I'm in here with Earl. And I'm getting him and Ken ready because they are going to be on the second shift of spreading manure and maybe other things too today. But Jim decided to put those two together. I think they've been working, the young colts have been working a lot together by themselves, two young colts together, whatever the combination. But I know that sometimes Jim likes to continue to put them back with Ken, an experienced horse, so that they can just keep, they tend to get away with things or don't do something right when both of them are young, but when you put them back with an experienced horse, from time to time that helps keep them learning and going in the pathway he wants them to go. I was pleased with Earl because Jim was taking the manure out, and I feel comfortable being in the stall with Earl when he's going by with the skid steer, even more comfortable than with Ken, because he just doesn't freak out about much of anything. But Jim did bang against the side really hard, and Earl did jump forward, but he just went straight forward, and he's really quite good. You know, he's quite calm, and he went by again, and he didn't seem to be too upset about anything. So I like that about Earl. He's a good boy. That was one thing. It seems like if you're in a stall with the horses and they're scared, they usually jump forward. So the best thing is to make sure you're not in front of them. But I found that when they're scared, they just try to get away from whatever they're scared of. So they usually go in that direction. So anyways, I just try to keep that in mind. Oh gosh, I hear Jim coming back already. I'm in with Ken now. Kenny, can you say hi to everybody? And one thing I wanted to tell you before he comes back in here with the skid steer is that, I just wanted to invite anyone who would like to join the newsletter that I put out every other week to feel free to subscribe. The link is in the description below the video, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it just comes out every other week, and I share little tidbits of things that are going on here at the farm. I enjoy taking pictures and then talking about what's going on. Sometimes I share a lot of things that don't come out in the videos. I will put on the newsletter things about our family, or just everything that doesn't make it into the video, things I've taken pictures of. And so I wanted to invite you, if you have not joined the free newsletter, to go ahead and do that. Click the link below and they'll tell you what to do. We just need your email address. And I think some people have signed up and now you're unsubscribed. If that is the case, could you leave me a comment below, because I'd like to see how much that's happening. It just seems like I've had quite a few people tell me that they were unsubscribed for some reason, and it certainly wasn't me. So just wanted to let you know about that. Well, I just finished filling our outdoor furnace for the day. We're still drying some lumber, so that's why we're using our outdoor furnace, and maybe we'll be sharing with you some of the lumber that we did dry, so stay tuned for that. But here come Bill and Baron and Jim with load number 3. This is the field that Jim just hayed earlier this week, and so now it's nice and ready to receive some more nourishment. We need symphony music with loud cymbals for this episode, for this part. Oh, Skippy. Come here, Skip. Come, show everybody. He's been in the wet. He loves it. You crazy little dog. And he's going to stink. Guys, this is our new little pig, and I'm naming her Rosie. Rosie, say hi to everybody. We've had her for a little while, and the reason we got her was because we have extra milk. Here's Skip. He's manning the fort here. I'm cleaning out the pen, and Rosie keeps coming over here. She did get out once because there's just these boards that I've got like 3 or 4 more high here that slide into place, and she rooted up with her nose and did get out, but she ran right back into the pen afterwards. Anyway, she's a good little pig, and we're feeding her milk and grain, but I want to get a watering system set up for her, and I just am starting to make her friendly. She hasn't been here that long, and we're not even sure what we're going to do when it's time butchering, because we probably don't need another pork, but more pork by that time. But anyways, right now we're just going to enjoy her being here and try to give her a good life. Rose, can you say hi to everybody? Rosie, hey. Woohoo! Say hi. Okay, I just wheeled out a load of the pig manure out here for Jim to spread, and I saw this Lancaster sign on his manure spreader, and it reminded me that in 2 weeks we are going down to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania for the Horse Progress Days, and Jim is going to be taking part in the logging demonstration there, and just inviting you guys to come along. and see what's going on down there. It's a big event. There's lots going on, and we've been wanting to go for years. Can you wave to everybody? So we do hope that we can see some of you there. Stop by the logging demonstration if you are able, and we would love to meet you. Okay, well, I got the pen cleaned out, and she's eating a little grain, and I got a little waterer set up for her. We used it with the big pigs before, but it does leak a little bit. There's a nipple down here. She's got to learn how to use that, but it kind of makes water more available because she knocks her thing over all the time, and I imagine she might knock this over too. We'll see what happens. But anyways, at least her pen is cleaned out and she looks pretty happy. I thought I would give everybody a little tour of what's going on in the garden. A lot of things are not quite up to snuff as I'd like them to be, but I'll show you anyways, because you know what? Life isn't perfect, but we do the best we can. Anyways, here's the greenhouse. I do have some flowers growing here, and I've got a clematis that I transplanted here this spring, and I'm enjoying that. It's doing much better in this location than it was in the other location I had it. And here's some pansies I grew and some alyssum in the greenhouse. Some of the stuff is really starting to take off. The greenhouse is pretty well empty right now. I found that it gets too hot in the summer to really have anything in here, but that's okay. I did use it though to dry some mint. I'll have to show you where I have the mint, and this is nettles. I like to make tea out of it. I found out that this is nettles, which grow wild, and I used to hate because they, get into your skin and or have prickers. They are very good for a person, for your immune system, and it's like an anti-inflammatory, just a whole bunch of different health benefits. So I've been drying some of that, making tea out of it. It's pretty darn good when you mix the two together. And I'll take you out here and show you what's going on in the garden. Skippy is barking at like a big bird up there, a hawk. He's a crazy bird dog, this dog of ours. I started teaching him how to catch a frisbee. Anyways, here's the little flower garden in front, and I'm putting stones down. I just haven't got it all done yet. I hate to show you an unfinished project, but here it is. Strawberries are almost over, but we've been enjoying some strawberries. And here is the greens we have. They're doing great. It's a big, huge compilation of things because I wanted to try to make some sort of creative thing out of it. There's different lettuces. No, don't go in there. There's different lettuces, and there's kale and carrots, beets in here somewhere. There's some beets, and I planted some more lettuce in here, but this side doesn't have as much in it because the chickens have got in here and done some scratching. So I put some little sticks in there so it'll help prevent them from scratching. I am working on teaching Skippy not to get in the raised bed. Anyways, here's my rhubarb patch, and I had showed you the borage earlier, which is an herb, and it's got these little flowers, and they are edible and they're high in potassium. Before I share with you the garden, I just looked over, and here's Jim doing what happens with farming sometimes. What's up, Jim?
Well, we've shown this before, but I got majorly plugged up. As you can see over there, I've got a bunch of manure that I dug out of the young stock pen, and it's got a lot of hay in it packed together, and if you're not careful, it will plug up in the beaters and the tires will just drag. I made a mistake of having the apron kind of wide open, trying to get done quick, and it was just more than it could handle, and I hit a wet spot and boom, we're all done. It just slid. Well, generally I can fix it in the field, and I was attempting it with my fork, and I was afraid I was going to break the handle because it was such a bad pack. So I decided to come back here, take the iron bar so I could really get this stuff out of here, and we should be fine from here on in. I just got to make sure I shake this hay up a little bit more before I put it in the spreader to spread, otherwise this will happen.
So I'm back here at the garden, and I have to say that Jim this year and I disagree on how I planted the garden. I made wide rows and planted between the wide rows instead of just strips, and I'll show you what I mean. Like here's the sunflowers. These are dwarf sunflowers, and I planted, as you can see, it's a wide row. So I have a wide row here, and then I planted, and then a wide row in between, and then I planted here, and then a wide row. Well, Jim doesn't like it because he and William did the cultivating yesterday, and he has to go through 2 or 3 times in order to go between the rows. Anyways, I'll show you what I got here. Here's the sunflowers, and there's some cilantro. It's not going. Maybe it is. Baron was ready to go. No, I think he's back to the drawing board. It's still not unclogged. So, back to the garden tour. Hopefully this isn't too confusing. Anyways, I have a row of, this whole thing is like mostly flowers. This is verbena, and this is celery and onions here, and then some celosia there, which is a flower. Then here we have peppers, zucchini, and I have a bunch of herbs planted in the midst, like basil and some oregano, in the midst of my plants because it's supposed to help ward off pests and chives. And so I've got some broccoli here and some cucumbers down here that are just barely coming up. And one that I started in the greenhouse, you might remember that, and I brought it outside because it got too hot in there. So that's growing there, and this is my row of tomatoes with herbs planted and marigolds planted on the sides of them. I plan on getting these all mulched very soon. Then over here we have cabbage and oh, I grew some what is it called, Romanesco this year too, which is in the broccoli family, so I'm looking forward to having that. Here's the beans. Just one row of potatoes this year. We had way too many potatoes last year. Some flowers over here, some zinnias, which I planted the long way, which really messed Jim up trying to figure out how this row went. And then we have peas here, and more zucchini and celery, and then we've got corn down at the end. Yesterday I thought I had all the weeds gone. I thought, oh, it's really dry, I'll get every last weed. Then we got that rain last night, and I realized I missed a lot. That's okay. I got a bulk of them. And also up here is the pumpkins and watermelon. So things are coming. My garden usually has a slow start, but it usually does well after it takes off. I wanted to show you just one more thing, and that is over here, the elderberry bush, which is insanely loaded with blossoms and We should get a lot of elderberries. This started from one little pot a few years ago. The year my dad died, my sister gave me a plant, and look what it's done. This plant was for the girls, I think. They're gonna have to take a start off of this when they get to their place and are ready for it. Aren't these blossoms very beautiful? They smell good too. We are really down on bees this year. I was just talking to Leo yesterday, who put the bee boxes up for us, and he said it's a bad bee year. And it's sad, because this thing should be covered with bees, and there's no humming going on here. So that makes me very sad. And he said he lives a few hours from here. He said it's like that down there too. And we don't have anything in our bee boxes that we have seen that he put up in the trees for us at the beginning of the year. Our apples don't have a lot of apples on the tree this year either. So that's the way it goes with things. We'll just have to see. But I do have some strawberries, and they have been a pretty good crop this year. There she goes. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Wanted to show you guys my new thing that I got for my birthday from Levi and Lauren, my son and daughter-in-law. It's a garden colander. See, it's got holes on the bottom and on the sides. You can take this, you can spray it off before you go in, put your harvest in here, and then just spray it off before you go in, or take it in and just use it as a colander. It works awesome. I love it. Thanks, Levi and Lauren. It's so fun to harvest lettuce. Oh, when it comes to a head like that, how delicious. I love this. I think one of our viewers, Joyce Hannikin, gave me, I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong, but gave me the seed for this lettuce. It's like a head lettuce. Look how delicious that is. I think we're having some for lunch and supper today. Well, Jim got this pen all cleaned out. This is where we had the young stock all winter, and there was this big mound of manure in here. He cleaned it out, and he put a bunch of sawdust in here. I'm walking on it, and it's very deep sawdust. We have a lot of sawdust right now. This is going to be like a loafing area for cattle, or even Lady and June, if she wants to come in. They can come in here to get away from the flies and whatnot, and be cool. So that's really nice. Jim said he didn't know how she'd do with that door, but we had Baron in here once, and he got out fine. It was right after we got him, and he actually got out when he wasn't supposed to. But anyways, it's an area where they can go. We have so much sawdust right now, excessive sawdust, but we will eventually use it. It's just that he had to make another storage area here. Let's go see what's going on in the horse barn. Jim is using a new combo this afternoon. Bill apparently needs a little more work. And Earl. You've never had them together before?
I think I hitched them up once before. I don't remember what I did, but yeah, I just want to spread it. It's got about 3 or 4 more loads to spread, and we will be all done.
All right. And in here, this is all cleaned out. There was a huge pile of manure, as you saw in the earlier thing, and that's pretty well all gone here. The chickens are, you know, doing their chicken thing in here, and that looks a lot better. This pen is all cleaned out. Skippy's terrorizing a cat. Well, I'm unhappy to report that I just checked on Rosie, She knocked her water thing over already. I'm gonna have to do something different in here. That's just about par for the course with pigs. The most destructive animals on the face of the earth. Arg! Well, I'd say they did pretty good. So what's your estimation of how they did?
Good.
Good.
Hey.
Earl acts like he's kind of like an old pro. Do you think so? Or was it?
No, he worked great. I am completely ready to, maybe even next week, who knows, put him in the woods with Bill. I got a bunch of firewood that I'd cut and skidded earlier, and it needs to be skidded with the team out to the field. And I think I'll do that with Earl and Bill.
Nice. Billy.
Yeah, Bill.
But do you think that would have gone a lot different if it was two, like two newer horses, not just one backing
Even
in?
if I had, backing in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, they've all backed in quite a lot.
You think they would do good?
You mean like as a Duke and Earl?
Duke and Earl or Baron and Earl?
I backed Baron and Earl before, they're fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever attempted to back Duke and Earl in together. Not with a spreader, at least. But all comes a time.
Yeah. Isn't he cute? It's cute. Just a few sips. I think he's almost done. You done?
really too bad because Duke and Earl do not have stalls that they can call their own. I'm shoving them between Ken's stall, Lady's stall, and it's a real pain in the neck, there's no doubt, but we haven't decided what we're going to do with our horse stalls and horse situations, so for some time to come, they'll just have to live with it.
Well, we're enjoying a little cooler temperatures today. It's been very nice, and we hope that you also are enjoying your day. Thanks for taking a look at our farm today, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.